What's going on, good people on YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Player Prop Talk live stream here on the channel. As always, I hope this finds you doing well and in good spirits. Happy Saturday to everybody. April 6th, 2024, 6 days into the month. Hope it's going well for you. Hope last night went well for you. Hope your night last night was better than my night last night. We'll get into that in a second. We'll go over turds of the day here shortly. If you're new to the stream, hit that like button on your way in. Hit the like button anyway, but especially if you're new to the stream, make sure you hit the like button, drop a question in the chat as we get into our player prop Q&A here in a bit. I'll be sure to get to your questions ASAP for sure. What's going on, La Liga? Good morning to you. Top of the rising family. Top of the rising. Gotcha. Nice. Saturday streams are usually a little more off the cuff. There's a format, but not quite as tight of a format. We'll keep it pretty loose. Gonna go for about an hour today. Can't do 2 hours today. We'll go about an hour today. We'll cover injury news. We'll cover turds of the day, plays of the day, and of course, your player prop questions here in the chat. 4 games in the NBA today, so not a lot of games to go on. But good news for us is a few of these teams are still in the hunt for a playoff play-in spot, so we should see some competitive basketball. Hopefully, we don't see any blowouts. Hopefully, we don't see any late-minute scratches. Teams like the Lakers, they're still fighting and clawing. A team like the Cavs, who are third in the East right now, but not by much. Only 1 game separates 3 teams from that 3rd seed. So they have to win their games. They can't just cruise control through the end of the year. So hopefully we get some good games today. Like I said, hopefully we don't see too many blowouts or any blowouts on the day. And then, of course, we have MLB plays to go and dig into. So let's get this going. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody's doing well, better than this 10% of the U.S. population that dies in their sleep every day, every night. Yeah, so you're on the other side of that. Hashtag blessed. If you're listening to this, hearing this, seeing this, you're on the right side of that percentage. Hope you have a good day. Make the best of it. Not every day is given to us. That is for damn sure. Moving into some turds of the day. So we go from death to turds. And I have a turd to share, but let's hear what y'all have to say. I got my turd. I'm ready to roll with it. What's going on, Adam? Happy Saturday. What do you think about DeJounte Murray? 2.5 made threes over on Underdog. Thanks. Yeah, we'll get to that for sure. I also have a request in the Discord before I forget from Damien, who said in case he's not able to make the stream, he wants to know about Jared Allen first quarter points. We'll take a look at Jared Allen's first quarter points for Damien today. My turd of the day was Franz Wagner. I wrote him up as my write-up, my play of the day, under 18.5 points. Terrible numbers against the Charlotte Hornets. Minutes are on the decline. Didn't think that he'd need a big game for them to win. Picks up 3 personal fouls in the first half. Looked good. Looked like that under was the smart play. Comes out in the second half and scores 19 points in the second half. Ends the game with 22 points. So he spoils my win streak in the Discord. I was 6 days straight cashing those write-ups. So got to lose at some point, but Franz Wagner, boy, you want to talk about just a complete 180 from half to half. So he was definitely my turd of the day. Honestly, a lot of plays didn't work out for me yesterday. Not the best day. After a big Thursday night, big wins on Thursday, followed up on Friday with a little bit of a dud. I did cash a little bit, but as far as my player prop picks, they were not good. Just flat out not good. So I have multiple turds, but definitely Franz Wagner sits at the top of that list of turds for yesterday. Who else? Who else has a turd? Who else has a prop that didn't work out for him? Throw it in the chat. Anybody we talked about on the stream yesterday that didn't work out? Jalen Duren with the big captain hook. 27.5 PRA. He ends with 27. No assist. 17 points and 10 rebounds for Jalen Duren. Early foul trouble really hurt his really just hurt him. Just early foul trouble. I did stack the Portland-Washington game. That was fun. That almost hit. Scoot Henderson had himself a foul trouble game. Another player in foul trouble early in the game suppresses the upside. And then Jordan Poole couldn't get over his fantasy score. Great matchup for him. No Kuzma. Thought his usage would be through the roof. Thought we'd see a bigger game from him. So I had Banton, Aiton, Avia, and Kispert. They all hit. Just needed Poole and Scoot to hit to complete that 6-pick game stack. Also game stacked the Rockies and Rays in Coors Field yesterday. That almost hit. I was one home run away from cashing a 57x. Instead, I cashed a 5.4x. So I still make some profit on that one. But all around, I've had better days for sure. What's going on, Ruben? Good morning. Paige Buchers didn't clear her 27 points or 5 assists. Man, I got her at 4.5. It didn't even matter. She had 3. So yeah, Paige Buchers didn't have it. Caitlin Clark, 3 threes. Didn't get her 5.5 threes that she needed. Jesus, Josh Giddey took his under at 37 fantasy score. I took his under on everything. I took his under on points. That worked out. But I took the under on his PRA at 33.5 and 32.5. That didn't work out. Yeah, like I said, it was just a bad day. Research was good. The results were not there. So there's not a whole lot you can do about that except move on. I'm right there with you, though. Josh Giddey kind of threw salt in my day. Yeah, we wrote Clark up as one of our plays of the day on our cheat sheet. A little bit of a low-scoring game between UConn and Iowa. So, yeah, Clark definitely let a lot of people down, but I'm sure they don't give a damn as they move on in the tournament, you know? So win's a win. They're only trying to win games. They're not trying to make us money, as they should. They should be trying to win their games, but did want to see a bit of a better offensive game from Clark for sure. What's going on, Savage? I had a first basket yesterday. Think I'm gonna chill today. Good luck to everybody. I feel like that too. I think I'll play a couple of plays. I always say that on Saturdays. Then I'm gonna play lightly. I've been playing lighter on Saturdays, but looking at my history, I'm like, damn, you played 8 slips last Saturday, and that's not light. So today, I'm gonna limit it to about 3. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of NBA right now, and it's just one of those days where you can use Saturday as just like a regroup, chill out kind of day. Tomorrow we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games to look at. So maybe save your money for today, play it tomorrow. All right, let's move on. Injury news in the NBA. Short list. Craig Porter in, Cam Johnson out, DSJ out, Joel Embiid, Maxey out. 3/5 of the starting lineup in Philly are questionable. Davis, LeBron, always questionable. Jamal Murray, Mo Bamba, questionable. Paying attention to these standings right now because the Celtics got their seed locked up. There's no way in hell they're losing that number 1 seed. They can lose out the rest of the year, and you know the Bucks. No one's even close. So they sit atop of the East. But look, the Bucks, the Cavs, the Magic, the Knicks, they're all separated by 2 games. So the Bucks are clinging on to that 2nd seed. Cavs are right behind them. Cavs win today in LA, And is this game in LA today, or is it in Cleveland? Yeah, it's in LA. Cavs win today in LA. They're right there. They're half a game. Magic, Knicks, they need to win if they want to. Maybe they're content with their seeding. Maybe they're cool. Hey, we're just not going to, push it. We're just going to take our fourth, fifth, and sixth seeds and just like do us. Maybe the Magic are trying to climb into the second seed. They got to win out. You look at the Cavs, they got to win out. That's why I don't think that this game is going to be a lopsided game between them and the Lakers. On the other side, Lakers right there playing. They want to get up here. How did they do it? They got to beat the Cavs today. Nuggets got to win. So we're still going to have some competitive games this weekend. Maybe try to dodge those landmines in terms of the teams that don't have anything left to play for. Yeah, pay attention to these standings because that'll give you an indication of maybe what games to target, what player props to look at. But it's getting down to the nitty gritty. Teams are either trying to win or they don't give a damn. So we'll see some funny rotations and hopefully not too many last minute scratches today. So we move on to today, April 6th, 2024. Let's talk about some plays for today, your plays, a few of my plays. We'll talk about them using props.cash to break everything down. Speaking of props.cash, been using them for a while now, a little over a year. That's my promo code. Use it, get 25% off your first month. If you've never seen props.cash used in real time or just in general, stick around. We use it every single live stream to break down our player props. So you'll get a good tutorial on how to use props.cash just by watching this stream. You'll definitely pick up on how to use props.cash. Let's head over to PrizePicks. Let's start our board up. We'll do a few rounds today. Like I said, we're not going to go too long today, about an hour. So we'll try to get a couple of rounds of player props in here and let everybody go on about their day. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. So we got DeJounte Murray's threes made. 2.5. Now, I can't look up Jared Allen's first quarter points because he's not on PrizePicks. Oh, first quarter is not available on PrizePicks at the moment. But what we'll do is we'll take this over to props.cash and then we'll look at his first quarter points for Damian. See how those look. His game logs look great. His first quarter points look really good. We'll see if it's a good fit for today. Joel Embiid over first half point. That was a wagon before his injury. He's currently questionable today, but you saw those standings. So, I mean, the 76ers aren't even guaranteed to make the playoffs. I mean, actually, the Bulls are 5 games behind. Yeah, there has to be a monumental collapse from the 76ers and just a resurgence for the Bulls for them to even make ground. I mean, Bulls are going to make the play-in, looks like. Or there'll be a team in the play-in conversation. 76ers probably have done enough to lock down the 8th seed. But it's not guaranteed that they move on. It's not a guarantee that they advance. I mean, I don't know if they're in a position to rest Maxey or Embiid. Maybe they are. Maybe they're content with just being the 8th seed and just taking their shot. You know, that's an uphill battle, but they're not really going to make up any ground. They're not going to take over the 5th or 6th seed. They might have an opportunity to jump over the Heat. If the Heat lose and the 76ers win, they can be in that 7th seed. They probably want to aim for that 7th seed to avoid that play-in bullshit bubble. But I don't think they're in a position, honestly, to rest anybody. So even though Joel Embiid is questionable, in my opinion, you wouldn't bring him back now just to rest him every other game. Like, he's had over 2 months to rehab and recover. And I'm sure he could have came back a lot sooner, but they were taking their time, making sure that he was ready. Because once he came back, they were going to need him every single game. So I anticipate him playing today. So you look at his first half PRA at 21.5. We can take a look at that. I mean, it's possible maybe Maxey sits. I know it's the Grizzlies are playing, but I don't think they're in a position to, hey, we can beat this team without 3 of our starters. I don't think they're that good. Like if Embiid sits and Maxey sits, I don't think they're that good to beat the Grizzlies with whoever's left. I just don't think they're that good of a team. They have to have Embiid and Maxey there. And the Memphis Grizzlies have been playing better basketball as of late. It's not like they're just tanking it, man. They're trying. They are really trying. They're playing hard. So the last thing you want to do is go out there and take a team lightly like the Grizzlies and lose, and now you're fucked. Now you're in the 9th seed, or like you're getting closer to falling out. I just don't think they're in a position to do that. So yeah, let's look at Embiid first half PRA. We got Embiid up there. We got we'll take a look at Jared Allen, DeJounte Murray. What else do we got? Let's take a look at Austin Reeves. One of my plays for today over on the cheat sheet. Don't get me started on the cheat sheets. Past couple days, cheat sheets have been this is they took Austin Reeves turnovers away. Austin Reeves over 1.5 turnovers was on PrizePicks for a good while, for a long time actually. It's also available on HOTSTREAK. Sucks. They took the turnovers away. So can't look at his turnovers on PrizePicks, but what we can do is let's look at his rebounds and assists, and then we'll look at his turnovers. Yeah, cheat sheets have been, past 2 days have been really bad. Just feels like I just went through a 10-round fight looking at the cheat sheet, looking at all the losses and just how close we were, all the hooks. Yeah, it's hurting me looking at those, but I did throw Austin Reeves on my cheat sheet this morning over 1.5 turnovers. What's going on, 6-0? Good to see you here. Rui over PRA. Let's take a look at Rui over PRA. All right, we got 5 players on the board. Let's take a look at it. We got Allen, Murray, Embiid, Reeves, and Rui. What kind of starting 5 would this be? You'd have Embiid at the 5, Allen at the 4, Reeves at the point, Murray at the 2, and then Rui at the 3. That'd be a weird lineup. I mean, Embiid, you still get some spacing on the floor because Embiid's a threat outside the paint, but that front court of Rui, Allen, and Embiid, that'd be interesting. All right, let's go over to props.cash. Let's pull up some games. I guess we'll start in LA with the Cavs and Lakers, since we have Rui and Jared Allen and Austin Reeves. 3/5 of our board is from this game. Let's take a look at Jared Allen first quarter points. Now, I don't even know what these first quarter points are, like where they are at, where the line is. And it's not on PrizePicks. So let's look at Underdog and see. So for 5.5 first quarter points on Underdog. So this is props.cash. Ta-da. This is one of the tools you can use in terms of researching game logs, selecting your player prop, which game block you want to look at, and then what interval. We have all your matchups, all your different intervals down here, projections, defense, all that stuff. So Jared Allen over his last 5 games has gone over 5.5 first quarter points, 4 out of 5 games. In his last 10 games, he's gone over this in 9 out of his last 10 games, giving you a minimum of 6 in those games he goes over. Head-to-head matchup with the Lakers, 1 game this season, he got you 6. Now, he's projected for 20 points today. So that's a hell of a jump from the 16.5 point prop that we're seeing on books. So his first half points are at 8.5. They're probably at 9.5 since they're 5.5 on since they're 5.5 on PrizePicks in terms of his first quarter, or 5.5 first quarter points on underdog. That's 1 up from what you're seeing on props.cash. And if PrizePicks has his first half points, I bet you they're at 9. No, they're at 8.5. So you're getting a little bit of a value here with his first half points, because at 5.5 first quarter points, you would assume that his first half points are at 9.5 or 10. So if you don't like his first quarter point prop, you can look to his first half point prop, where he's gone over this back-to-back games versus the Lakers, 80% in his last 10 and 80% in his last 5. So 5.5 first quarter points for Jarrett Allen, or 8.5 first half points for Jarrett Allen. I think both of those look good. Let's take a look at Rui Hachimura over his 19.5 PRA. First half PRA over his last 5 games, 80% hit rate. Over his last 10 games, 80% hit rate. Maybe you weren't looking at Rui first half. Just wanted to show you what that looked like in case you want to play it. That looks good. His full game PRA is 19.5. He has gone over 19.5 in 80% of his last 10, 80% of his last 5, and he is 1 for 1 against the Cavs, but that's way back in 2022. Looking at his numbers projected for 25 PRA, you don't need that many, you need 20, so it's good that we're getting such a high projection, though we don't need it. And then odds. So 19.5 is a good line. $3 like the over at -125, 129, 125. Once it reaches 20.5, you're going to start to see those odds shift in favor of the under. That one's also in a good spot at 19.5, not 20.5. 19.5 is what we're getting it for on PrizePicks. Let's take a look at Austin Reeves turnovers. Now, I want to show you something here. This is kind of what decided it for me. When I was looking at Austin Reeves turnovers over his last 5 games, didn't look all that bad, right? He's taking care of the ball. He's not losing it. Over his last 10 games, a little worse, right? 5. But check out what happens when we toggle this to the home split. So in games played at home, Austin Reeves is a turnover machine. 8 out of his last 10 home games, 2 or more turnovers in those games. Only 2 games where he took care of the ball. Over his last 5 home games, 80%. I mean, there's a big difference between him turning the ball over at home and then him turning the ball over everywhere else. When I look at his odds at -135, 140, 140 on 3 books, I knew this one was going to get bumped up or taken off the board, but it was on the board for a while. And that's why I like that. You can still find this over on HOTSTREAK. And it is on underdog, but they're giving you a lesser payout at 0.9. So you can still play it on underdog. You're just not going to get full payout for it, unfortunately. Let's look at DeJounte Murray's 3-pointers made today. Sitting at 2.5. We like this one against Denver. He is projected for 3.24 threes today. Odds are in favor of the over on DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, and PointsBet has it at split, as does FanDuel. So 3 out of those 5 books like the over. You are getting some juice, though, to the under. Projections look good. Game logs look good over his last 5, 70% hit rate over his last 10 games. So he's hooking it in a couple games. This game, he didn't even come close, but for the most part, he's knocking down 3 or more. So this one does look good for Murray. Now the matchup is a bit tougher versus the Nuggets. Good for him that he is a perfect 3 for 3 against the Nuggets. Now, one of those games is this season. The other 2 are from last year, but that's 100% hit rate for DeJounte Murray. So we like the over on this one too. This one doesn't look bad at all. Let's take a look at Joel Embiid's first half PRA, which I agree was a wagon before he got injured. Probably one of the lower PRAs we'll get for him in terms of first half. This will be his 3rd game back from injury. Over his last 5 games, we're seeing this nice little increase. So OKC, first game back, looked real rusty, but still played 30 minutes, 25 first half PRA against the Heat. And so you would assume against Memphis, this number is going to be in or around 25. He doesn't need 25, he needs 22. So falls anywhere between 25 and 22, you're good to go. Head-to-head versus Memphis. No games this season, 2-0 overall. 70% hit rate. On the game, full game, he's projected for 49 PRA. If you divide that by 2, that's going to get you close to 25 PRA. It's a good spot for him. He played 14.4 minutes in the first half versus OKC. He played 17 minutes here in the first half in the second game back. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays today. He should, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see his first half minutes get back to 18 in that range where they were before. That one looks good. Some good props. So Jared Allen, I don't know if you want to go full game points for him. We do like the over on his first half. We do like the over on his first quarter. We do like the over on Murray's 3-pointers made. We do like the over on Joel Embiid's first half PRA. We do like the over on Rui's first half and full game PRA. If you like the first half PRA, I think that's playable. Now, Austin Reeves, we looked at his turnovers. I'm going to take him out because we looked at his turnovers over 1.5. Play this on Underdog, play it on HOTSTREAK, but unfortunately, PrizePicks has removed it from the board, so you cannot play it on PrizePicks anymore. So 5 up and 5 down. Some pretty good plays there. Only 4 games on the slate, so you're going to see some pretty popular plays. I think a lot of people will be on the same players today. Murray and DeAndre Hunter, PrizePicks employees. Only when they have promos. Overall, without Trae Young, their usage is phenomenal. Since DeAndre Hunter's been back from injury, he's been pretty strong. But anytime they get a damn promo, then they put that PrizePicks hat on. That was probably one of the worst promos we've had. I'm surprised PrizePicks didn't do anything the next day to make up for that shit. We didn't ask for that shit. You know, we didn't ask for that bullshit promo. Like, if you ask for a gift and someone's like, oh, I'm not really good at picking out gifts. And you're like, no, it's okay. I'm sure what you pick will be fine. It's the thought that counts. And they go out and get you a terrible gift. You can't be mad at them because you got something you didn't want. You asked for that. If somebody just gives you a shitty gift and you didn't ask for it, you can be mad at that. Why'd you give me this shitty ass gift? We don't want your shitty promos anymore. We didn't ask for that shit. What's going on, Knuckles? Good morning. Rui, I can't even say that name. Rui was at 20.5 last night. It got bumped down. I don't think that has anything to do with him. I think that just has to do with people saying, nah, I'm going to take the under because it's Cleveland and they're good and their defense is scary and all that bullshit. If you believe in the play, then that's exactly what you want. You want that 19.5. Mookie Betts fantasy score on PrizePicks. Okay, we'll look at that one. I took the over on DeJounte Murray for that promo. I didn't touch the Hunter prop. Can you look at the turnovers for the Hawks? Johnson, all of them are at 1.5. All right, let's clear this out. Wow, I thought I clicked NBA. No? Okay. And then Mookie Betts over fantasy. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like button on your way in. If it is your first time checking out the stream, leave me a comment in the chat. Tell me that you're new, and I'll make sure I get to your question ASAP. All right. What's going on, Allah? True Allah. What's up? Good morning to you. Good to see you here. Jokic, triple double. You do like those triple doubles. All right. Now, we can't look at triple doubles on PrizePicks, but what we can do is take a look at his PRA and kind of figure out how that's going to be comprised. All right, let's go. Props.cash, round number 2. Let's knock out this Mookie Betts fantasy score first. So his fantasy score is sitting at 9. Taking on Chicago. Let's go to home run first. So Mookie Bet on the day is at plus 475 to go over 0.5 home run. Those aren't bad odds, to be honest with you. You're never going to get minus 130, 150 for a home run. The closer you can get to 100, the better. But this one still, it's not bad. I'm sure there are better numbers out there, but let's look at the matchup and then we'll start breaking everything down. Five home runs to start the year off. Numbers against Chicago. Last 10 in Chicago. Obviously, we're looking at his home run first because if he hits a home run, he goes over fantasy score. So, like, that's your easiest, clearest path, quickest way to go over fantasy scores to hit a home run. So if you find a player who has decent odds to hit a home run, that's where you start. And then you start trying to break it down from there. What are the other ways he can get me 9.1 fantasy points? He doesn't have to get you 9.5. He doesn't have to get you 10. He needs to get you over 9. That can be 9.1, 9.2. So it's not like the NBA where you have to go over by a full point, you know, to go over like PRA or something. He just needs 0.1 to go over. That's it. So home runs look fine. If he hits a home run, you're gold. But let's look at the other props. Let's look at other ways he can get this done. So looking at his projections today, he's projected for a hit. He's projected for a single, so that'll be 3 points. He's projected to score a run, so that'll be another 2. That's 5. He's projected for a walk. That's 7 right there. And then when you add in all these little 0.4s, 0.2s, 0.2s, it'll probably add up close to 9. But let's get like actual numbers here. So let's try to find something that we can actually use. Numbers against Jordan Wicks. No numbers against Jordan Wicks. That's fine. Numbers against lefties. Last season, 302, 14 homers. Very productive. Way fewer bad appearances versus lefties and righties. Numbers are there. Average is almost identical. This year to start the year off. So 16 plate appearances against lefties. He has 3 singles, 2 doubles. He has 1 home run. Batting .462. Very strong. In fact, the whole Dodgers team, you got some lefty masters in there. Freeman, Teoscar, Betts. I mean, this whole lineup is crushing to start the year off. So what's really going to get Betts over this if he doesn't? Oh my God, my dog just like hacked up another dog coughing over there. What's going to get Betts over this line if he doesn't hit a home run is honestly multiple hits. He needs at least 2 hits today to get over this line. Now, he could easily hit a double, score a run, draw a walk. That's 9. If he hits a double, scores a run, and hits an RBI, that's 9. So he needs multiple hits. He needs multiple hits or to get walked plus a hit. And that'll get him over fantasy. There's probably there's a good chance he hits a home run today. And you don't have to sweat this out. But I think it's in play. The matchup for him, not specifically batter versus pitcher matchup, but the matchup righty versus lefty is a good one for him. Especially this season he's raking. All right. We got 3 Hawks. This will be easy. We're going to look up turnovers for all 3. Bogdan, Johnson, and Hunter. So Hunter minus 127 to go over, minus 108 to go under. He has a streak of 3 games straight of turning the ball over 2 or more times. Bogdan has a 1-game streak. His odds are very similar to Hunter, projected for 2 turnovers. And then Jalen Johnson, odds for Jalen Johnson to go over this one, not as strong as the other 2, but he does have a 2-game streak where he's turned the ball over 2 or more times. Matchup for him is a little tougher. Denver's number 1 in the league at defending his position. Out of all 3 of these, I'd say Hunter has the best chance to get the over on this one. I feel like he's more of a playmaker. Might try to do a little extra with the ball, take more shots. Anytime the usage is there, we know that turnovers are also going to be there. Also, he has the longest the streak here to go over this one. So when you look at it closer, he's not just going over, he's going like above and beyond. To infinity and beyond. He's going Toy Story on his shit. To infinity and beyond with his turnovers. So just to say like, oh, he's going over in every game, you got to like really look at these numbers. He's not just going over. He's going over for him and a teammate. Today, he's projected for 2.1 turnover, that's exactly what you want. All 3 of these books have the over. Very little juice to the under. That's DeAndre Hunter. Bogdanovich, slightly better odds for Hunter. He is projected for 2.17 turnovers, so a little higher. Still the same. He needs 2 to go over. He's also turning the ball over a lot. When he turns the ball over, it's a lot. It's not, there are games where he doesn't, but games against the Nuggets, historically, 2 overs, 1 under. Jalen Johnson, games against the Nuggets, has yet to go over this line over his last 10 games. I say Jalen Johnson probably has the best chance to stay under this line, to be honest. Just the usage rate for a guy like Hunter, who's taking more shots. He's trying to do more with it. Maybe even Bogdanovich, who does look to pass, does look to make plays. I think a couple of those, I think those 2 guys are in a good place. You can also look at potential assists when you're looking at turnovers. So for Jalen Johnson, he's averaging 8 potential assists a game. He's converting 4. So 4 of those potential assists are resulting in what? Maybe a turnover here and there. For DeAndre Hunter, 5 potential assists. So same thing, 50%. So 2 of those potential assists are what? Turnovers? Are they just missed shots? Bogdanovich, he's averaging 4 assists a game, 8 potential assists. So depending on how you look at this, if you go by potential assists, you might say Bogdanovich and Jalen Johnson have the greater opportunity to get you to turnovers because they're passing the ball more. But if you look at the odds and you look at the game logs, DeAndre Hunter stands out because his numbers are through the roof and his odds are the best out of those 3. So rank them how you want to rank them based off these numbers. But I think all 3 of them, you could even play all 3 in the same lineup if you want to. It's turnovers. They don't really cannibalize each other. They're going to turn the ball over at some point in the game. All right. 3 Hawks and a Dodger. Nikola Jokic. Let's take a look. So we can't really take a look at triple-double numbers, but we can take a look at PRA. So in order for him to get a triple-double, let's bring this down to, we're going to bring everything down to 10, and let's just see what it looks like. You know what it's going to look like. You already know what it's going to look like. All right. I hit the wrong number. Hold on. Fuck that. My bad, guys. All right. So apparently this is my first time using props.cash. Feels like it when I'm trying to move that damn toggle. All right, so very small sample size. All right, let's look at the last 15 games. Jokic has gone 10 or more in every single game. The lowest number he's gotten you is 12. So there's 1/3 of a triple-double. Now, when it comes to rebounds, it's a little dicier. Yes, there are games where Jokic gets you 18, 19 rebounds, but then there are also games where he gets you 6, 7, 9, you know, he needs 10. Jokic needs 10 rebounds. He's gotten you 10 rebounds in 12 out of the last 13 games. So strong, not as strong as the 100% for his points, but you're still looking at a 70% hit rate here. And then assist, we'll do the same thing with his assist. Now, let's look at these assists together. He needs 10. So in his last 15 games, he's gone over his assist line in 6 out of the last 15 games, averaging 8 assists. The upside is absolutely there. I don't think you have to worry about points. I think those are going to happen. I think rebounds are going to happen. It's the assist for Jokic. Is Murray still out? I didn't see Murray on the injury news. He has been out. With Murray out, I don't think it matters. I don't think it's that big of a difference. So yeah, the triple-double upside is there. You just need those assists. Just need those damn assists. You will probably know if this game stays close by the middle of the second quarter, if Jokic has a stat line of 6, 5, and 6 or something like that. I think triple-double, you can kind of tell. Hopefully this game stays close and it doesn't blow out. We don't see Jokic take a seat in the second half. But in terms of his PRA, 15.5 PRA, He doesn't need 50.5 PRA to get a triple-double. He needs 30 PRA to get a triple-double. But in terms of 50 PRA, this is what he needs to go over his line today. That's also in play. Maybe look to his first half. Jokic at home. Over his last 10 games, much better. 70% hit rate. First half PRA. Jokic at home over his last 10 games. Full game PRA. 50% hit rate. I think his first half's in play. All right. We got 3 turnover props for the Hawks. You saw they're all in play. It's possible they all go over turnover. Just because you turn the ball over 2 times doesn't mean you're having a bad game. That's pretty standard in the NBA. 2 times, 3 turnovers. That's not that many, honestly. Especially if you have a lot of usage. It just comes with the territory. It's like you can't be a volume shooter and not miss shots. You're gonna miss a lot of shots. All right, that was a fun one. Breaking down turnovers. Let's see. Knuckle says those discounted plays take original lines. Yep. You got to really look at those discounts. So with DeJounte Murray's line at 22.5, there were some books that had his line at 23.5, and you were still getting favorable odds to go over. When PrizePicks dropped it down to 19, it looked so good because you weren't seeing any other line out there that was that close. No other book had it near 20, let alone 19. He just had a terrible game. But like with your demons and goblins, for sure, when you see a goblin and you think you're getting a good deal on that, go read the fine print. Goblins, there's not like a guarantee. It's not, we guarantee this play is going to hit because it's a lower line. Go read the fine print on the goblins and demons. They're for fun. It states they're for fun and entertainment. It's fun for them when they're making money. Do your research. A lot of those goblin lines are simply the original lines that were getting incredibly great odds to go over. So instead of risking losing money on that because people are going to win on the over, they're going to reduce the payout. So even if it still goes over, PrizePicks doesn't have to give you as much money. That's what they're doing with the goblins. And then what they're doing with the demons is they're taking plays that have terrible odds to go over, and they're making it a demon. So if it does hit, you do get more money. It's riskier, but chances are it's not going to hit because it's getting minus 180 to go under. So do your research on that. Who do I think goes yard today in the Braves game? Christian Yelich fantasy score or hits, runs, and RBIs. La Liga, are you talking about Mookie Betts? His RBI count to right if Freeman hits a home run after him. Yeah. Well, if Freeman hits a home run with Mookie on base, Freeman gets the RBI, Mookie scores a run. So that's 2 points for Mookie. If that sequence happens, if Mookie got on with a double and then Freeman drove him in anyway, then that whole at bat is 7 points for Mookie. It's 5 for the double, 2 for the score. Then after that, he would need to get at least a single to get over 9. There are so many ways that can play out. Let's look at let's go to MLB. Let's look at Yelich. Fantasy score, hits, runs, RBIs. Let's pull up his fantasy score, and then let's look at the Braves game. Yeah, Mookie leads off. Hold on. Mookie leads off. That's a given. So projected lineup for today versus the Cubs, it'll be Mookie, Ohtani, Freeman, Smith, Teoscar, Muncy, Taylor, Kike, and then Rojas. So your first four batters are Mookie, Ohtani, Freeman, and Will Smith. So Mookie gets on base. Ohtani can drive him in. Mookie scores a run. Freeman can drive him in. Any one of those next batters can drive him in. He has to get on base, though. That is a hell of a first four, man. Betts, Ohtani, Freeman, and Smith. Holy shit. And then you're not done yet, because then you have Teoscar Hernandez and Muncy following that up. And you don't really catch a break until Chris Taylor at 7. Kike's a solid hitter. And then it just, oof. That's nasty. That's nasty. All right, let's look at Yelich. Who do I think hits a home run? Well, if I could spell the Braves' name right. All right, so who are our options? Riley? Mrs. Riley. Ozuna. Olsen. Damn, there's a lot of Braves props. Holy crap. Acuna. Darnod. All right, so here are options for Braves homers. Riley, Ozuna, Olsen, Acuna. Batting against Brandon Pfaadt. Righty matchup. I mean, out of these guys, honestly, Matt Olson hits a home run. And that's just like without any research, or that's like no research. I don't know, but I'm basing it honestly a few different things. Cleanup hitter, righty versus lefty matchup. I think Olsen's due. Last couple of games, or at least the games that I've tracked, Olsen hasn't looked great. His numbers aren't quite there, unless something's changed in the last 3 or 4 games. I mean, any one of these dudes is capable of hitting a home run, right? Is it possible? Any like every one of these guys is possible they hit a home run. Like, they're all capable of it. Who's most likely to hit a home run? Olsen or Acuna, but I like the spot that Olsen's in with the righty versus lefty matchup, coming off a game where he just hit a home run. That's positive. His odds to hit a home run, plus 375. We were looking at Mookie Betts odds at plus 475, and we like those. This is a better number for Olsen. Numbers versus Pfaadt. I don't know if he's never faced this guy or if it's just not showing up, but that's what we have here. Olsen does hit righties very well. So we look at that lefty righty matchup for him. So last season, 351, 44 homers. To start the year off, he's struggling in terms of his power numbers, but his average is there. Or that's not his average, that's his ISO. I'm sorry. Let's look at Let's look at his average. All right, go back. 2023. So ISO is strong. Batting average is almost 300. You're getting tons of power against right-handed pitching. Now in 2024, the average is still there, although we're not seeing the power just yet. So that's why I said I think he's due. He's batting cleanup. His numbers against righties are strong. Brandon Pfaadt versus lefties, giving up a hefty batting average to both sides of the plate, but specifically to lefties like Matt Olson, 276. Last year gave up 11 homers, tons of extra base hits. This season against lefties, he's only had 9 plate appearances. We'd have to go back and look at every lefty he's faced this season. I guarantee you not all of them are the caliber of Matt Olson. So if I had to rank them in order, I'd say Olson and then Acuna. Because Acuna is just a beast. Plus 275 odds to go yard. Hasn't done it yet, but he's right there. He's due. Olson's due. Those will be my 2 favorite to go yard if I just had to pick. Let's look at Christian Yelich, Milwaukee. Got a few more minutes left in the stream, probably about 5 minutes or so. Get that player prop question in if you have one. Plus 425 odds to go yard. We're looking at his fantasy score. The quickest, easiest way to get from point A to point B is a straight line. The quickest, easiest way to get over fantasy score in the MLB is a home run. That is your straight line. 3 homers this year, coming off a game against Seattle where he just hit a home run. Lefty righty matchup for Yelich. Bad year for not bad year, I'm sorry. I keep thinking that's the batting average. It's not his batting average, that's his ISO. Batting average last year, 295, 195 ISO, 16 homers. A down year for Yelich last year in terms of his numbers, his overall power numbers. He looks good to start the year off, though. Already with 3 homers. Numbers against right-handed pitchers, 278 batting average with 2 homers and 3 singles, 20 plate appearances. He looks good. Now, for him to get over fantasy points, he's projected for exactly 1 hit, and that hit looks to be a single, so that'll be 3. An RBI, that's 5. Scores a run, that's 7. He draws a walk, that's 9 fantasy points right there. Yelich looks to have an easier road to his fantasy over than Mookie Betts because it's a lower line. If Yelich can draw a walk and get on base with a hit, he's well on his way to over 9 fantasy points. I think that's in play. If there's any other number, like instead of fantasy points, if you wanted to look at hits, runs, and RBIs, minus 135 to go over 1.5. Total bases, he's only projected for 1 total base. Hits, runs, and RBIs look strong. Hits, runs, and RBIs look strong. If you have confidence in his fantasy score, I mean, I think in the MLB, it's easier to double down and to play a player props. Like, I like Yelich's fantasy score. I researched it. I know how he's going to get it. So now I'm going to take his hits, runs, and RBIs and play it in another slip. And then just because I feel like he's in a good spot, I'm going to take a demon prop for him also. You can leverage a player's matchup in a few different ways. I think it's easier to do that in MLB than it is NBA. All right. Yeah, so out of all those 4 Braves, I like the upside for Olsen and Acuna best. I mean, if you're feeling like the Braves are just gonna knock around Brandon Pfaadt, you can run this shit for a 50x. That's super risky, man. That's super risky. But it's up to you. All right. What else? What else? What else? Carlos Carrasco. Oh, that's a good one, Curtis. What's up, man? Good morning. Curtis asked about Carlos Carrasco over 2.5 ERA, Jack Sawinski over 0.5 bases. Yeah, let's take a look at that real quick. Carlos Carrasco, Patrick Corbin. There are a handful of pitchers that are still in the league that are a couple of years past their retirement. It's very obvious when you see a pitcher who is like 2 years out. They should have let it go a couple years ago, but they still have enough left to be serviceable in the MLB, but to be in the rotation as a starter, that guy is getting hammered. And like we saw with Patrick Corbin yesterday, you took the over on some Philly players. He doesn't play for the Cleveland Indians. Holy shit. The Cleveland Guardians. They used to be called the Cleveland Indians, okay? Carlos Carrasco is not on the slate. What's going on? I'm not. What's going? Is it an early? No, these are all early games. Is he pitching today? Yeah, Cleveland versus Minnesota. I had the right game. I don't know why he's not showing up. But I'll tell you this, on Underdog, it's at 2.5, and they decreased the payout to 0.9 because it's that good of a play. It's that good of a play. Carlos Carrasco used to be the shit, man. But I mean, look, to be 100% fair, I mean, the guy beat cancer. I don't know if it was leukemia or colon cancer. I don't know what he had. He had lymphoma. He beat it and he came back. I mean, the fact that he's just in the MLB still is amazing. So I will tip my hat to him. But aside from that, he's not the same pitcher anymore. Targeting his earned runs is smart. How many? I was going to ask, how many Carloses are in the MLB? It's just like 2 Carloses on every fucking team. So his hits, runs, or his walks allowed here, hits allowed. Look at that. And that's a goblin play because it's that good of a play to have to nerf it to 4.5. There's his earned runs right here. One start this year, over 3. Right? One start. 3 earned runs is not good, but in the MLB, it's not bad. Like, we've seen pitchers give up 3-4 earned runs and strike out 8 guys and still get a win. But for a guy like Carlos Carrasco, who's not pitching deep into games, if he's giving up 3 earned runs, it's probably a short day. Because I'm sure they want to like still win the game, so they'll go to the bullpen and get a reliever in there. But 3 earned runs is not that much in today's baseball. So this is kind of average, but this is what he's giving up. Who else was there? Let me refresh this page real quick. Sometimes players aren't on props.cash if they're questionable or if they're I don't know, like the books know before the pick'em sites do. And that's what props.cash is really drawing a lot of their information from, is the books. So it's possible that Carlos Carrasco is questionable, but he's still not showing up on the sheet here. So what you can do is look at how the Minnesota team stacks up against Carlos Carrasco versus looking at Carlos Carrasco versus them. So Edward Julian has yet to have a plate appearance against Carrasco. Correa has 13 plate appearances with a 273 batting average, 30% strikeout rate. Buxton, 18% strikeout rate, 200 batting average, 18% strikeout, 19% strikeout rate for Kepler. This current Twins lineup doesn't offer a lot of sample size for us. How they fare versus righties in general is very well. They mash righties. They mash them. They mash them up and spit them out. Now, they are striking out a bit, but they're hitting the ball also. So Carrasco's in a position to give up runs today against this lineup. I wouldn't be surprised if Carrasco got 5 strikeouts today, though. His strikeout prop's not, it is. So I don't think you played a demon. I hate when it's just like they make you pick, like you have to play the demon strikeout prop. You could go with this one, this Joe Ryan, Carlos Carrasco combo. I think it's very likely that Carrasco gets you 5 strikeouts today, but you can get 5 strikeouts and get hit up a little bit too. It's not one or the other. Joe Ryan to start the year off, 5 strikeouts versus Houston. If he gets you 5 and Carrasco gets you 5, then you push. But in this matchup for Joe Ryan, that might be a little tough. Cleveland is not known to be a heavy strikeout team. In fact, they're only striking, last year they only struck out at a 19% rate. This year they're 20%. It's not that great of a. It might be a pitcher strikeout matchup you want to avoid unless you feel like 10 is in play. Cleveland's good. They're pretty disciplined. So I guess Carrasco ERA or earned run is in play first. If you feel like he winds back the clock a little bit, and gets you 6 strikeouts, that one might be worth taking a shot on. There are some strikeouts in that lineup to be had. He can give up a 3-run home run and strike out 5 batters. That shit happens all the time. So if you're feeling like that's a play, you can go there. All right. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for today's stream. Super short. I say super short. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. So that's super short for us here on the channel. So we covered a lot of plays. I don't know if I screenshotted these or not, but I'm going to take Riley out of there, Ozuna, and we'll just leave Olsen and Acuna. And we'll throw Carrasco in there too, right? We got him in there? Perfect. All right, so let me screenshot these. I'll throw these over in the Discord. You can use these as a reference for your research throughout the day. I'm personally playing light today, maybe 3 slips at the most. 4 slips at the most. I already played one on HOTSTREAK. Maybe build out a couple on PrizePicks and one more on HOTSTREAK today, and I'll throw those in the Discord for you all. But that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back Tuesday. I'll be back Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. live stream. Won't be available Monday live stream, but I will be available in the Discord Monday afternoon. So you can reach me there. But I'll see everybody on Tuesday morning for another player prop talk live stream. Be careful today in terms of your slips, because 4 games in the NBA, avoid those landmines if possible. I know there are only 4 games and you might feel forced to play some plays, but be smart about it. Pick some games that have playoff implications, playoff seeding. Those should be the more competitive games. See if you can leverage a game stack. 4 games on the slate, it's not the worst idea to game stack a game. If you find that a lot of players are coming from the same game, just stack it. Stack it. Try to leverage the total score. See if you can't cash out on a specific game versus trying to pick different plays from different games. But whatever you do, be smart about it. Appreciate y'all sticking around this long. Hit that like button on your way out. Consider subbing up to the channel, as it does help this channel get bigger every single day. As I always say, best of luck to you all. I hope all of your player props respect the damn coin. And until we cross paths again, Chavez is out.